Sophie Cunningham wants the target on her back. That is an unpopular opinion, that Sophie Cunningham wants opponents to hate her.
Of course, Sophie Cunningham owned Jacy Sheldon from the same game, property of Sophie Cunningham.
When you get Sophie Cunningham to sign a Jacy Sheldon rookie card.
Sophie Cunningham, normally these guys, they're not really putting up numbers.
See, this is where I'm not really feeling this part. All this, I want people to be happy. Sophie, I understand it, but this is still a business.
She straight up ghosted the Indiana Fever like Casper the Friendly Ghost out here, man.
Property of Sophie Cunningham, Jacy.
In that same game, Sophie Cunningham completely dominated Jacy Sheldon. Sophie Cunningham's property.
Property of Sophie Cunningham.
When you get Sophie Cunningham to sign a Jacy Sheldon rookie card.
Of course, Sophie Cunningham owned Jacy Sheldon from the same game.
Sophie even signed a rookie card for Jacy Sheldon. Sophie currently exudes confidence in every way. She wants to be despised by her rivals. Sophie Cunningham's property.
Sophie Cunningham, normally these guys, they're not really putting up numbers.
Sophie Cunningham wants the target on her back. That is an unpopular opinion, that Sophie Cunningham wants opponents to hate her.
Property of Sophie Cunningham, Jacy.
Jacy Marina Mabrey collided with Caitlin Clark in the same game that Sophie Cunningham dominated Jacy Sheldon. Sophie cemented her image as the Indiana Fever's fierce enforcer later in that game. She is now referred to by fans as Black Belt Barbie, the ideal combination of toughness and style. Naturally.
Of course, Sophie Cunningham owned Jacy Sheldon from the same game that Marina Mabrey did the massive body slam into Caitlin Clark on. And of course, later in the game, Sophie Cunningham would take her rightful place as the Indiana Fever enforcer, and I believe took the first step to her becoming the second most popular player in the WNBA. Sophie Cunningham is everywhere. Arby's, walking in. She's the best looking woman walking into these WNBA arenas. Black Belt Barbie, anybody? Black Belt Barbie. Should we put that on a t-shirt?
She isn't scared to prove that she still has the advantage over Jacy Sheldon. Sophie warns her opponents not to mess with her by using maneuvers that could turn the court into a fight club.
Still owns Jacy. She still owns Jacy Sheldon. And what's great is she's got a great sense of humor about it, and she's not shy about it. What are they going to do? She literally put the Steven Seagal Aikido hip flip. Nothing. She'll turn that thing into Fight Club out there on the court. And I suspect these players know it.
Fans adore her in part because of her playful dominance. During a Monday fan event, Sophie made fun of Caitlin Clark's most recent WNBA opponent by writing "Property of Sophie Cunningham" on a Jacy Sheldon rookie card. Due to an egregious infraction against Clark, Hawkeye and Fever supporters already disapproved of Jacy Sheldon, who was selected 5th overall in 2024.
So anyway, here we go. At a Monday afternoon fan event, during the Indiana Fever's off day, shooting guard Sophie Cunningham took a jab at Caitlin Clark's newest WNBA foes by signing a Jacy Sheldon trading card with a rather humorous message written across the fans' collectible. Sheldon, who was selected number 5 overall in the 2024 WNBA draft
and a dubious knee strike in a different match. Sophie and teammate Lexi Hall laughed at the joke as they sat there signing. This heightened the animosity between Sophie's team and Sheldon following a number of intense games this season.
On the face of the card, with teammate Lexi Hall sitting beside her, both laughed at the reference by the fan, as the team has had a number of meaningful, eventful meetings with Sheldon so far this season.
Sophie is currently full of energy, strong on the court, and vivacious off it. Fans are so interested in hearing her opinions that her podcast even goes viral.
See, this is where I'm not really feeling this part. all this, I want people to be happy. Sophie, I understand it, but this is still a business. A lot of people aren't happy on the teams they're on. A lot of people are not going to the playoffs at all.
Sophie's ability to play well and hit since the All-Star break is what sets her apart as Caitlyn's guardian.
She's got all the aura right now. All of it. Got the podcast. And a damn good one. I mean, when's the next podcast drop? News is getting slow. There's got to be at least 3 or 4 good things in every Sophie Cunningham podcast. I think I've gotten like 4 videos out of her podcast so far. Good job, Sophie. That's what we like on this channel. Keep churning it out. Yeah. Hilarious. I mean, absolutely hilarious. I got to tell you, God, I wish we had more teammates, or I wish more teammates of Caitlin Clark would get this fired up when their transcendent superstar.
She was the only Fever player to truly show up in a recent game versus Phoenix, scoring 18 points while the others struggled. She stands out even more because of her devotion to Caitlin and her courageous defense of her.
No doubt, if they win a game, I mean, hell, she was the only one that showed up during the Phoenix Mercury game. She's the only Fever player that actually got on the plane and showed up for the game. No offense to the rest of the Fever players, but you don't get beat that bad by the Mercury in a game that important.
The moment went viral on the internet when a fan gave Sophie a Jacy Sheldon rookie card that was already identified as belonging to Sophie Cunningham. Whether or not she authored it herself, the picture's boldness and comedy caused it to become viral.
When you get Sophie Cunningham to sign a Jacy Sheldon rookie card with property of, that is crazy. That is crazy. Property of Sophie Cunningham. I want to believe that she was just asked to sign it. I really want to believe that Sophie Cunningham was just asked to sign the card. That it was nothing to do with that the property of wasn't written there. It would be like, look, it would be absolutely funnier if that was the case. It would be so much funnier.
It was a witty reference to Sheldon and Caitlin Clark's previous arguments. In the WNBA, this type of antagonism leaking into fan souvenirs is uncommon, providing fans with an entertaining way to relive the continuing conflict.
During the event, a fan requested and was granted by Cunningham for the 6th-year sharpshooter to sign a Jacy Sheldon rookie card with the phrase, quote, "property of Sophie Cunningham" on the face of the card. With teammate Lexi Hull sitting beside her, both laughed at the reference by the fan, as the team has had a number of meaningful, eventful meetings with Sheldon so far this season. So,
a Sophie fan account promptly shared the signed card online. Sophie Cunningham's statement stood out, causing people to chuckle and spread them around. Sophie exuded confidence, and her humorous remark only served to further her notoriety. Following her previous cheap shots at Jacy Sheldon, fans interpreted it as another way she had Caitlyn's back. Sophie continued to make headlines thanks to that card, which became instant online gold.
Is hilarious. And here is the said card. Property of Sophie Cunningham. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. This was posted by the Sophie Cunningham Central fan account. Follow. There we go. Yeah, you just got a little heat.
Some people believe that Sophie is being targeted by this kind of action, but it's possible that's precisely what she wants. She enjoys being the player that opponents despise on the court and thrives on competition. It has nothing to do with personal preference. It's about setting up challenging matches and demonstrating her resolve. By defending Caitlin Clark, Sophie assumes the role of the person prepared to defend Caitlin from hostile opponents. Her increasing reputation as the league's fearless enforcer is only enhanced by the intensity of the moment.
I don't think anyone's really going to have that much of a problem with this. I think if anything, it puts a target on Sophie Cunningham's back. And I actually think Sophie Cunningham wants the target on her back. That is an unpopular opinion, that Sophie Cunningham wants opponents to hate her. Like, she is like, it's not that she wants teams to hate her.
The property of Sophie Cunningham, who attacked Jacy Sheldon with comedy rather than rage, is now a part of the history of the WNBA rivalry. Sophie made her point while maintaining a lighthearted tone. Her ability to combine fun and toughness, transforming potential tension into viral entertainment, is highly admired by her fans. Supporters of Caitlyn see it as evidence that Sophie will always defend their celebrity. One of the most talked about off-court events this season is the card's portrait, which now serves as a symbol of that loyalty.
Property of Sophie Cunningham, Jacy. Jeez. Peace them out. That, in my opinion, that shows a major lack of character. And that's exactly what Sophie Cunningham is saying happened here. All right? This is wild. DeWanna Bonner played with these players. Now, we got to remember, I called DeWanna Bonner out because even though she did not want to be in Indiana.
Since many people think Sophie enjoys the additional focus and pressure, this goal might encourage her to perform even better. Building competitive energy is more important than making personal enemies.
I have a problem with this. I think if anything, it puts a target on Sophie Cunningham's back, and I actually think
Sophie's actions provide supporters with an additional cause to watch in a league where rivalries draw spectators. Every game she plays is made more thrilling by her combination of charm and competitive fire. Jacy Sheldon might laugh it off, according to some, but other players might not. Some could play more aggressively against Sophie, viewing it as a challenge. She seems unconcerned. Knowing that it will keep her and her team in the spotlight, she is prepared for whatever comes next.
Savage Coffee and Tea Company, a fan, says, we'd love to hear your take on an upcoming video on the video that Stephen A. Smith put out today on the whole Wall Street Journal article and Cece.
If it means standing up for her teammate and delivering a strong message, she is willing to take the risk.
You better believe there are other players in this league that are now pissed off with this situation and pissed off at Sophie Cunningham. Apparently Lexi Hall laughing about it. But, yeah. Anyway.
The enforcer of the fever is now Sophie Cunningham. Belonging to Sophie Cunningham. At the moment, she exudes confidence.
Sophie Cunningham would take her rightful place as the Indiana Fever enforcer. Property of Sophie Cunningham.
With property of. That is crazy. That is crazy. Property of Sophie Cunningham.
She left her teammates in the dark. She left her teammates just like us, wondering what the heck is going on. And Sophie Cunningham is shedding some light.
She straight up ghosted the Indiana Fever like Casper the Friendly Ghost out here, man.
That Sophie Cunningham wants opponents to hate her.
All of it. That's crazy. Sophie Cunningham's property. She wants to be despised by her rivals. Sophie is always prepared for everything, from rookie card jokes to intense on-court play. To see more moments that keep the WNBA buzzing, like subscribe and share.
At least a couple more weeks.
You don't want to give too much information out. You don't want to go full on Lynn Dunn and go on podcasts talking about all this stuff. But at the same time, the fans are right to be pissed off about not hearing anything. I'm sorry, like, if it was Caitlin Clark's out for, will be reevaluated in 2 weeks. And 2 weeks comes, and it's, you know what, she's not right. She's day to day, and then it's, we'll see how she feels, and then it's, we have no timetable, and then suddenly it's, she's game time decision on the WNBA app. You're like the automated thing.